Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and you guys, today I'm super excited. I am doing one of the videos that you guys have asked me to do. You guys have actually been asking me for a while, still love me, to start incorporating more like eye looks and just, you know, maybe some more creative eye looks or maybe recreate ones that I've done, maybe just talk you through how I do things. And as you guys know, I talk pretty openly on my channel about how I'm not like the best at this stuff. I'm super novice, I don't know a lot of this. I just kind of do what feels good. So I'd say the first step is calm the hell down, because whatever my finished eye look is, as you can tell, I don't know yet. It's all a mystery to me too. I was gonna do one of those videos where like the first clip of the video is me being like, this is my eyes. If you want to see how I did this, keep watching, you know. I was going to do that, and then I was like, that's not me. You guys can tell me, would you rather see the eye look in front, and then you could be like, no, I don't care, or, yeah, I think I'll watch this. You guys can tell me, or I can just do it like this, and it'll be a surprise to both of us, because that's fine with me. I don't care. But today, you guys, I was trying to pick a palette that I wanted to use, and to be honest, like, I kept going back to one palette that I wanted to play with today, mainly because it is, like, a staple palette for me. It is one of my favorites. It's the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I feel like a lot of people have this palette, and it's just super versatile, so I thought it would be a great option. Now, I do not have, mine is like one of the very first release palettes, so it doesn't have the card thing that came with it that has the shade name, so I'll just be pointing to those for you. You're welcome, because that's really all I can do. Now, I have already primed and prepped my ladies here, and I think we're going to go in. And just for the record, I think that I'm going in the direction of a bright color, like one of these maybe, and like a gold, one of these gold over here, this guy, and maybe a cut crease. Like, this is just kind of like what I'm feeling right now. I also, side note, am still sniffling a lot, so if you hear one of those, I can't help you. It's funny, because like my nose actually isn't that stuffy. And like there's nothing like going on too much, but I'm so congested that my nose has the sensation to sniffle. You know what I mean? Is that weird? Is that, I don't know. Anyways, after yesterday's video, that get ready with me was like a disaster. My brows looked ridiculous. I hated that pomade thing all day long, so I don't think I'll be using it again. But my brows today look much better. Overall, I just think I look a little better, a little more put together. So that's what we're doing today. So I think what we're going to do first is we're going to find a crease brush, because you guys know me. Can I keep my hands on a crease brush for longer? Crease brush? So first off, we're going to start by going in and we're going to start some crease action here. We're just going to fluff this guy all into the crease. And then I think we're going to deepen it up with this one over here. Those two shades verge on like the semi-cool side of the spectrum. Or not cool, I'm sorry, like where cool meets warm. I don't want to go super warm, and I don't want to go super cool. I really want to keep like a neutral kind of crease, because we're going to have some more fun colors happening. Wouldn't it be nice if we could both see what I was doing? I thought so. You're welcome. I know, I'm so thoughtful. So let's just, oh, and this is a Morphe Y16, by the way. Great fluffy crease brush. So I think next, you guys, we're just going to start really diving into that outer V. I'm going to end up taking the gold shade over here, fading it into this beautiful, I love this shade so much. And then this is what we're going to start packing on the outer V right here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to pack this one onto the outer V, and then we're going to leave it for a second. We'll probably build up the outer V a little more with maybe like a dark black or like just a dark brown shade. Haven't decided yet. As far as my brush though, I'm going to go in with this double-ended Anastasia brush that I just got out of the, I think it would have been the Soft Glam palette. But I really like this end right here. It's like semi-fluffy, but it's also semi-packer. It just works good. I don't even know what my cat's doing under my vanity, but like, it's making a lot of noise. I apologize. Apparently she's like playing with a tugboat down there or something. So anyways, let's take that matte turquoise shade and we're just going to start tapping it on the outer V. Oh my god. That pigment though, like, I'm sorry. How do you even survive? So that's where we're at. I think that that built up and looks absolutely beautiful. I'm super excited though to go in. We are going to attempt to cut crease on camera. I need to calm down because I'm nervous about this. I've done them a few times now off of camera, as you guys know if you follow me at all. And you guys are always like, please do those on camera. And you guys, the reality is that I'm so nervous because I'm so not professional about a lot of this. Like, I don't know half the time what I'm doing. So if it's the wrong technique or I screw up or whatever, just bear with me. Because remember, you and I are both everyday people. Everyday people. All right, so we're gonna go in with some Tarte Shape Tape. Any concealer you have will do. Just gonna take a little on the back of our hand here, and we're gonna grab a flat brush. Now, normally, if I'm being honest, I would pick a smaller brush. I don't have a smaller one like right in front of me, and quite frankly, I don't feel like going to dig for one. But what you want is a very small, flat paddle brush. This is the concealer brush that I use. It's like, I think this is actually an old Wet n Wild brush. I've literally used this forever. It's just super flat and has a really nice arch to it up top, but very, very thin. And this is what I actually use to cut out my brows in the morning. It's a really good brush for that. It's a little too wide this way to do a cut crease. That's why I'm saying don't use one that's this wide. You'll just have a lot better like precision. You'll have a lot nicer line if you don't. But again, this is what I will be using. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this. And I'm going to take it on the little lip on my brush right there. See that? How cute. And I don't know what that was. And now here's the deal when it comes to doing a cut crease. The one thing I can tell you is that it is so dependent on your eye shape. The reason I say that is because you can look at mine, and I'm going to bring this in super close so that way we are both looking at the same thing. You can see right there where my natural crease is, right? I have super hooded eyes. So you only see this tiny little bit, which means that mine right here, if I were to, you know, tap it, it would be right here. So what I want to do is I want to put this dab of concealer, I want to start it just over where that fold is. And the reason for that is because I want to be able to see what's on my lids even when they're closed. So even when they're like this, I still want a little tiny bit of it to peek over top, not too much. If you go too much, you're going to look crazy and you're going to have weird eye shapes. So you are going to have a little trial and error with this technique just to see where it best naturally falls on your eye shape. And not only that, it's really important because you want to learn the contours and the curves of your eye to such a precise application that you will know what looks best on your eye shape, like your specific eye shape. So I'm gonna say that we're gonna go ahead and start this. Now again, because mine are super hooded, you can see, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna kind of do one of these, and I like to kind of open my eye and then kind of relax it so I can see the start of that crease. And then I just kind of place it. Just a dot. Now see, when I do this, see how it disappears? So I didn't go quite high enough. So now I'm going to go a little higher. And see, it still disappears, so we're going to go a little higher. Okay, and you're starting to be able to see it. So I know now that I'm in the realm. I'm in the right spot. Boom. So do you see how when I close my eyes, how you can still see just that tiny little bit of it that peeks over? So I'm going to go just a tiny, like a millifreckle. A millifreckle? I know, very specific measurement. And we're going to go right over top of that and just keep rounding out that line. until you get something like that. And now, you guys, this is something I want to mention as well. Do you see the shape that I went with? It's a little bit off. Oh, hello. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Okay, it's a little crooked right there. All of that are little things that you will refine over time. And they're just little things that you'll catch as you go. So don't beat yourself up if it's not perfect or if it looks a little funny. The main thing that you want to concentrate on is, does it make my eye look open? Does it create the desired effect that I'm going for? With just the concealer down, you should be able to tell what your eye will look like with the product on. Meaning, I should know right now if I'm gonna like the way how open my eye looks. I love the way that that goes just enough above my hood eye that it kind of opens up this whole area, especially compared to how normal and like squatty this one looks. You can see how much it just really works to pull that whole inner eye up, slick this back, and just give me that better like snatched eye. And I really like it. I need to round that piece out. But that's all right. That's the kind of stuff that you're not going to learn unless you're doing it. It's very important. So let me go ahead and round that piece out real quick. Alright, that's about as specific as I care to get because I actually think that that looks pretty friggin' good. Go team! Now, I'm going to go ahead, I'm taking this same brush, and now we're going to start filling that in. I'm going to try and fill it in over top of the concealer alone. I could use a glitter glue, you can use any medium that works for you. I'm going to try and keep it to just this if at all possible. I will use a setting spray if I need to, but I'm going to start and I'm going to work this color right here onto the more center portion where it meets up with this outer V, and then we're going to go in and pack on the middle part on the inside with this gold. And we're just going to fill up that whole area with the same brush, keeping that tight to that same curve contour. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to speed it up, obviously, because there'd be no point in doing this part slow. God, would that be boring. And we're just going to fill it in, guys. You did the hard stuff. You did the hard part. Alright, now you guys, this is kind of where we're at. You can still see that there is a like rough transition, if you will, in between each color. And now this is the easy part. And we're going to talk about the crease and like the cut here in just a second. But the first thing I want you to do is take your finger, there's nothing on it, or this is how I do it. And I just kind of really lightly go back and forth on top of those colors. And I blend them together, especially those two shimmers right there, because I want that shade or fade to be effortless. And then I go in with a little bit on my finger of that turquoise shade right here, and I'm just going to very lightly tap over top of the turquoise and meld it in with the gold. The first tap with no product was just to make sure there wasn't a ridge between the two colors, like a buildup of product. Sometimes when you work with concealer or you work with any kind of a medium underneath of your shadows, you can end up with like a ridge of like product or like built up weirdness where the two colors meet, and it's just because like maybe you scooted in that direction. Sometimes maybe it's just because I have really textured lids. But anyways, that first pat out with a dry finger is just to make sure that there is nothing like that there, and then when you go in with just a tiny bit extra, that's really to like continue to help blend them together. And I'm not really depositing any product. I go in now with the brush that has like the remnants of the gold on it, and I sweep a little bit of that back, and it's just about blending until you feel like, damn, that's a gorgeous fade. And I tell you what, damn, I feel like that's a gorgeous fade. Holy crap, that's pretty. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Paige, you've lost the illusion of that cut crease. This is one of those instances where conventionally, yes. However, This is one of my favorite ways to do a cut crease. I love that super dramatic, you know, it's really arched out and you can see it. But the reason I chose these colors is because I wanted it to be a comfortable cut crease. If you're like me and you started off doing this and you're like really insecure or you're really like nervous about it, I recommend going in with colors that they won't leave a super harsh cut crease line, because maybe you're jittery, maybe you don't feel like, you know, you've got the hang of it quite yet, or something to that effect. What this does is it still lets you do a cut crease, it lets you practice the technique, but it's not going to clock you if it's not perfect, you know what I mean? You can still see a soft cut crease line. We can go in with another color, maybe like a Stila glitter, and we can kind of carve that out a little bit. Maybe we'll do that just for fun, but it just really gives you the opportunity to try the technique without feeling like, you know, you're gonna really get screwed if it's bad. That's the reason I chose these colors. They have a really beautiful, like, soft blend to them. So yeah, now we're gonna go in, anyways, enough talking. We're gonna go back to that Anastasia brush and that same light turquoise shade, and now we're gonna blend this outside right here, and we're just gonna add a little bit to this outer V, nothing too crazy. And now we're gonna deepen it up a little itty bitty bit, because obviously we need a little bit more depth than that, honey. We're gonna go in with whatever shade this is right here. It looks black in pan, but it's almost more of like a deep green color. It's hard to see on my hand, but like if I really rub it out, you can kind of see the green undertones right there. That wasn't intended to be a good swatch, by the way. It was intended to be like, this is what I'm trying to show you, and then it looked kind of bad, but that's all right. We're gonna go in with that same brush though, and the same little end, and now we're gonna keep that color to the outer V right up here. We're just gonna kind of, when you open your eye, this crook right here, that's the best what we're trying to hit. And we're gonna kind of plop it there, and then we're gonna blend very light, tiny little circles. We don't want to fluff too much of that color around. We just want to work it ourselves. We're just gonna blend, 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 blend. And again, this is another example of, you're gonna do this portion right here, this outer V smoke. You wanna do that in whichever way best flatters your eye. So for me, it's all about building color up here, like where my V meets, and up, because it helps create the illusion that instead of my eye being flat, like on this side how it looks horizontal, you want it to have the illusion that it goes like, that it's in this direction, right? So that my point is here and it kind of snatches it out and up. That's kind of what you're going for. It's that like nice facelifted cat eye effect. It's super beautiful and flattering, and that's what we're going for in this world. Who are we kidding? Now we're going to take the Y17 by Morphe. This has a little bit of a taper to it, and we're going to go in very, very gently with this, and we're just going to, like, small circles. We just want to diffuse this. We don't want to kick it all over. We just want to diffuse that and maybe, you know, soften that whole area a little bit. But you don't want to kick it and be like doing huge windshield wiper motions, because then you'll send it right over top of your cut crease. So we're just going to take and we're just blending out. There was nothing on this brush. It was clean, actually. It was like the one clean brush I had. And the whole point is just to soften all of these edges and make it look snatchified. Now I am going to go one step farther with this. I'm going to go into the black in this palette. It's the one in the bottom corner. And we're going to take that black right on this outer, only because I really want that to have a nice deep color to it. So we're just going to take and we're going to fluff it up a little tiny bit in this area. Again, we're not like doing crazy motions. We're not doing nothing insane. We're literally just taking a black shadow, a tiny, tiny bit of it, and keeping it right to that outer corner. Something like that, you guys. That's really gorgeous. Look at me. I'm over here like tooting my own horn. Like, oh my god, it's so pretty. So now when it comes to lower lash lines, especially for looks like this, I tend to be a little bit more lackadaisical, mainly because I feel like the upper lash line is like what the whole attention needs to be on. So we're going to take, this is just the Sephora, this is the number 11 smudge brush right here. And we're going to take that and we're going to dip into that turquoise matte shade that we packed onto the outer V. And we're going to kind of bring that most of the way in. So now once we have that outer V right there just very, very lightly smoked out, we're going to go in with, I just need a smaller brush. How did I lose? I just had the brush in my hand. Alright, I wiped off a lot of what was on the Anastasia brush. This'll work. And we're just going to go in with those, remember those crease colors that we buffed in the very beginning? That's what we're going to dunk into. The lightest one at the top, it's 3 in. We're going to take that on this brush and we're just going to very lightly run it right underneath of that turquoise just to very softly diffuse that color. You don't want it to be super duper turquoise. You just want it to be like, you know, nice. Nice and soft and gentle like. Alright, so this is where we're at right now. I think what we're going to end up doing, why does that, like, on camera, this happens to me? You guys, this bone in my face right here is so pronounced and, like, it juts forward. It always looks so unblended right there, but it's so blended in real life. But it looks so unblended because my friggin' bone in my eye socket is just, like, intense. Alright, now, as for this cut crease, we can leave it like this, and that is completely fine. You have a very light, more undefined cut crease, or you can go in and you can really add a little something to it. You can punch it up, you can add glitter, you can add just a line if you want to. It is 100% up to you. I kind of would like a line, a little bit of definition. That's not a good color. What are you doing? One of my favorite glitters for like this cut crease business right here that we're talking about is the Stila Glitter Diamond Dust. It's so stinking perfect because it's literally just like a it's just like a chunky glitter and it's so good. Like I can't even, I love it so much. So now we need to find a tiny little brush. Now somewhere I have the actual correct brush for this, but until then I'm just using this Morphe. It's a little tiny slanted brush and it's not the right brush at all for this. You should use one of those like long pencil-y type brushes, but again, I can't find mine and I'm not gonna look for it. I'm just gonna use this. So we're going to dip, and again, we put that glitter on the back of our hand here. We're just going to take some of it on our little brushy brush right here, and we're going to trace over top of that line where it met up with the other shadow. Little something like that. Now the cool part about doing it this way is that A, it gives you back, if you're one of those people that's like, I put all that work into that cut crease, I want it to be seen, this is the way to make it be seen. I absolutely love that. And I love that when I close my eyes you can still see it, and I just, oh, that's so stinking pretty. I don't know, it might look a little bit like too Jedi Walker on camera, but I love it so stinking much. And what I really like to do is, if I'm gonna go in with a glitter like this, I tend to do it a little thick, which is why it's like a little intense. Just because I like the look. And I was at first, I didn't like how these just like end right here, but now that I've done it a couple times, I actually really like that effect of like this line just kind of stopping and like fading out. Now what you could do if you're like, you know, you don't really like that look, or you're like it seems too abrupt, you can take a little bit of like leftover glitter and you could always like trail it over, or you could, you know, maybe carry it down a little, wisp it up. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, especially when it gets over here. You could just kind of smoosh it around, maybe look like it kind of got there and kind of broke apart. You can do, okay, or you could not do that, but you could do something like that and give it a little bit more of the illusion like it just broke apart into, you know, like a fiery, starry, gorgeous gaze or something. One of my favorite things to do, I did this once before, I packed on just a little bit of extra glitter like right here, and I don't know why I like it so much. I don't know, it just looks really beautiful. I did this in another eye look the other day. I didn't feel good, so I didn't film any of it, but I don't know, there's just something about like getting to the outer part of my eye and putting glitter there. Maybe it's because I feel like that part of the eye is always so neglected. Like this part of the eye just never gets glitter. She's always just so left out. Until today. I just realized I still have to do the other eye. Oh my sweet baby Jesus, deliver me. Be back in 3 years. Whoo! Alright guys, so I got the whole face done and finished up, and I have to be honest with you, I really love this eye look. I know that it's a little different, but I really enjoy it. Like, I love the way that it makes my eyes go like that just a little bit. I love the way that that glitter just kind of fades like lightly off to the side. I don't know, I really love it. And I love it too because at any point during this tutorial or at any point, like if you're recreating this look, you can stop wherever you feel comfortable. You can interchange colors, you can change it up, you know, pick a different palette, just pick different colors or pick a different glitter. I mean, there's so many ways. It was just such a basic, like, run-of-the-mill tutorial, very, very, like, I'm trying to, like, grab my mirror over here so I can, like, stare at myself. I love that, and I love how that wing is, like, dramatic and how much it, like, complements it. Shh, very busy. I have to admire myself. Thank you. I mean, dang. Like, come on, girl. What are you doing with your life? And this is my favorite part. So you guys know, super hooded eyes, right? Totally relax. And look at how cute that just, like, little tiny bead of glitter is over top of my hooded eyes. Oh my God, that's the cutest thing. I'm obsessed. I really love that. And look at my eyelashes. Look at me, just look at every part of me. Oh my God, please. So you guys, that's it for this video. I really hope that you liked it, and I hope that it was helpful to you guys. I know that you guys have been asking me a ton of questions about this kind of eye look. Let me know if you want me to keep doing these. I can definitely keep doing, you know, maybe like a bronzy cut crease, or I don't know, like whatever you guys are looking for, let me know. And don't forget, if you like recreate anything for me, be sure to tag me on Instagram and Twitter. Also down in the description box, you will see all of my social medias. Follow those, because that's where I'm at all the time. And you guys, I'm really happy with this. Like, I'm really happy. The video went really well. The whole tutorial, I feel like, went really well. So let me know if you guys want me to do another one like this, similar colors, maybe different. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think and tell me what you want me to do next, because I'm listening and it's going quite well. As far as what's on my lips, just FYI, all I did, I went in with a ColourPop liner. This is in the shade Chi or Chai. C-H-I. It's just a liner, and then I buck some gloss over top of it. Nothing too, like, any gloss would work. So nothing too exciting there. And yeah, that's it. I mean, it's that simple. I'm obsessed, actually. Like, I'm so happy with this. You guys, thank you so much for encouraging me to do different things, and I hope that you like it. If you do like it, if you love it, tell me down in the comments. If you do, you don't, whatever your feelings are, leave them down in the comments and let a girl know. Oh my God in heaven. Why won't people leave me alone for 10 seconds so I can just finish talking? But you guys have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. I kind of love my eyeballs. Okay, there it goes again. What is this? No more hands. Okay, that's just awkward. Okay, really, people? Really? Gotta go deal with life.